welcome to the second episode of Railroad History. Today, we will be talking about the Atlanta and West Point subdivision and the Western Railway of Alabama and the Atlanta and West Point Railroad. Now, let's get on to the video. The Atlanta and West Point Railroad, reporting marks, A&WP, is a railroad of the state of Georgia, forming in the east portion of the Atlanta, Selma, and West Point route. The company was chartered in 1847 as the Atlanta and LaGrange Railroad and renamed in 1857. Construction of the 5-foot gauge was begun in 1849 and 1850. However, the line that I rail fan it hasn't been always just freight. The Atlanta and West Point 290 pulled the Crescent. In 1926, the Lima Locomotive Works built the A&WP 290 and pulled trains from Atlanta, Georgia to Montgomery, Alabama and back. When the locomotive was taken out of service in 1954, fans established the 290 Club, which succeeded in persuading the Atlanta and West Point Railroad to preserve the locomotive rather than sell it for scrap. 290 remained on static display for several years before it was donated to the Atlanta chapter of the National Railway Historical Society in 1961. When she was restored in the late 80s, the New Georgia Railroad, now the Southeast Georgia Railroad Short Line, an Atlanta-based steam excursion, needed another locomotive, and 290 was quickly restored under steam again for the first time in 1989. 290 pulled regular excursions in the Atlanta Vicinity and made several longer excursions to the other cities, including a historic trip to Montgomery in 1992, which was the 290 video that I uploaded a few days ago. The locomotive's legacy was the subject of Pentrex's New Georgia Steam Excursions, a film appealing to rail fans covering a ceremonial run between Atlanta and Montgomery over 290's home rails, which is my home subdivision on the CSX Railroad currently. The engine has also made a cameo appearance in the motion picture Fried Green Tomatoes. In 1991, the 462 Mikado-type locomotive traveled to Norfolk Southern's Norris Yard Steam Shops in Irondale, Alabama, for running gear maintenance work to resolve a hot-running bearing. Work was largely done by the New Georgia Railroad, personally led by mechanic engineer Bill McGee, who was the fireman on the 290 excursion trip in 1992. Utilizing Norfolk Southern's shop equipment. Shortly thereafter, the New Georgia Railroad stopped operating steam locomotives when the state government discontinued its funding. 290 operated for the last time under steam in 1992. As of 2017, the 290 is going under preservation at the Southeastern Railway Museum in Duluth, Georgia. There has been no legitimate opportunities to operate the locomotive in such a manner that justifies restoring her to operation condition. Therefore, she will be placed on display until an opportunity presents itself. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share if you wanted. And thanks for watching. Go Rail fans!